Understanding conflict, courage, and personal growth. Introduction to Nietzsche's philosophy of confrontation. Filled circle. Have you ever avoided a conflict to keep the peace? Filled circle. Today we'll explore why staying silent can be harmful. Filled circle. We'll dive into Friedrich Nietzsche's powerful ideas about personal growth. Filled circle. Reflection question. When was the last time you chose silence over speaking up? The slave morality concept. Filled circle. Nietzsche describes a cultural pattern of avoiding confrontation. Filled circle. Slave morality teaches us that being good means being harmless. Filled circle. We're conditioned from childhood to filled circle. Avoid arguments. Filled circle. Stay quiet. Filled circle. Not cause trouble. Filled circle. Challenge. How has this conditioning affected your life? The hidden cost of silence. Filled circle. Avoiding conflict leads to filled circle. Accumulated resentment. Filled circle. Loss of personal dignity. Filled circle. Suppression of your true self. Filled circle. Silence is not always wisdom. Filled circle. It can be a form of fear. Filled circle. Reflection. What emotions build up when you don't speak your truth? The 3 stages of spiritual transformation. Filled circle. Nietzsche's metaphor of personal growth. Filled circle 1. The camel, carrying social expectations. Filled circle 2. The lion, learning to say no. Filled circle 3. The child, creating your own values. Filled circle. Each stage represents a step towards authenticity. Filled circle. Discussion. Which stage do you feel you're in right now? The camel stage. Burden bearer. Filled circle. Characteristics of the camel. Filled circle. Accepts all social expectations. Filled circle. Believes suffering is virtuous. Filled circle. Carries others' burdens. Filled circle. Often feels filled circle. Overwhelmed. Filled circle. Powerless. Filled circle. Trapped by external expectations. Filled circle. Reflection. Where do you feel you're carrying unnecessary burdens? The lion stage. Rebellion and boundaries. Filled circle. The lion learns to filled circle. Say no to oppressive expectations. Filled circle. Challenge societal norms. Filled circle. Fight the dragon of thou shalt. Filled circle. Key skills. Filled circle. Setting boundaries. Filled circle. Facing criticism. Filled circle. Embracing personal courage. Filled circle. Challenge. What societal expectation would you like to challenge? The child stage. Creative freedom. Filled circle. Characteristics of the child. Filled circle. Creates personal values. Filled circle. Lives authentically. Filled circle. Chooses where to submit or rebel. Filled circle. Represents. Filled circle. True personal liberation. Filled circle. Joyful self-expression. Filled circle. Conscious living. Filled circle. Reflection. What would authentic living look like for you? Resentment. The silent poison. Filled circle. Resentment develops when filled circle. You want to act but feel unable. Filled circle. You suppress your true feelings. Filled circle. You repeatedly avoid confrontation. Filled circle. Symptoms include filled circle. Constant rumination. Filled circle. Unexpressed anger. Filled circle. Feeling powerless. Filled circle. Discussion. How does resentment manifest in your life? The will to power. Filled circle. Not about dominating others. Filled circle. About personal growth and self-affirmation. Filled circle. Involves filled circle. Expanding your potential. Filled circle. Breaking personal limitations. Filled circle. Pursuing authentic goals. Filled circle. Challenge. What personal limitation would you like to overcome? Confrontation is personal growth. Filled circle. Conflict is not inherently negative. Filled circle. It's a space for filled circle. Self-discovery. Filled circle. Setting boundaries. Filled circle. Expressing authenticity. Filled circle. Benefits of healthy confrontation. Filled circle. Increased self-respect. Filled circle. Clearer communication. Filled circle. Personal development. Filled circle. Reflection. How can you approach conflict constructively? Breaking the silence cycle. Filled circle. Practical steps to overcome fear of confrontation. Filled circle. Recognize your worth. Filled circle. Start with small boundaries. Filled circle. Practice assertive communication. Filled circle. Accept potential discomfort. Filled circle. Remember, growth happens outside your comfort zone. Filled circle. Challenge. Choose one small boundary to set this week. Understanding personal authenticity. Filled circle. Authenticity means filled circle. Living true to yourself. Filled circle. Rejecting external pressures. Filled circle. Creating personal values. Filled circle. Signs of authentic living. Filled circle. Emotional honesty. Filled circle. Consistent actions. Filled circle. Self-acceptance. Filled circle. Reflection. What parts of your life feel least authentic? The courage to be uncomfortable. Filled circle. Courage is not absence of fear. Filled circle. It's action despite fear. Filled circle. Strategies to build courage. Filled circle. Embrace vulnerability. Filled circle. Accept potential rejection. Filled circle. Trust your inner voice. Filled circle. Challenge. Identify one fear holding you back. Societal conditioning and personal choice. Filled circle. We're shaped by cultural expectations. Filled circle. But we can choose to. Filled circle. Question these expectations. Filled circle. Create personal narratives. Filled circle. Define our own success. Filled circle. Reflection. What societal expectations feel restrictive to you? The power of self-creation. Filled circle. You are not fixed. Filled circle. Personal growth is continuous. Filled circle. Key principles. Filled circle. Constant self-reflection. Filled circle. Willingness to change. Filled circle. Embracing personal responsibility. Filled circle. Challenge. Write your personal growth vision. Overcoming fear. Practical techniques. Filled circle. Techniques to manage confrontation anxiety. Filled circle. Deep breathing. Filled circle. Positive self-talk. Filled circle. Preparation. Filled circle. Emotional regulation. Filled circle. Remember, each confrontation is a learning opportunity. Filled circle. Reflection. What makes confrontation scary for you? Communication as empowerment. Filled circle. Effective communication involves filled circle. Clear expression. Filled circle. Active listening. Filled circle. Respect for self and others. Filled circle. Benefits. Filled circle. Reduced misunderstandings. Filled circle. Stronger relationships. Filled circle. Personal growth. Filled circle. Challenge. Practice one communication skill this week. Building emotional resilience. Filled circle. Resilience means filled circle. Adapting to challenges. Filled circle. Learning from experiences. Filled circle. Maintaining emotional balance. Filled circle. Strategies. Filled circle. Self-compassion. Filled circle. Continuous learning. Filled circle. Seeking support. Filled circle. Reflection. How resilient do you feel right now? Your personal transformation journey. Filled circle. Key takeaways. Filled circle. You have the power to change. Filled circle. Confrontation can be constructive. Filled circle. Authenticity is a lifelong process. Filled circle. Final challenge. Commit to one personal growth action. Filled circle. Remember, your journey is unique and valuable. Conclusion. Embracing your authentic self. Filled circle. You are capable of filled circle. Breaking limiting patterns. Filled circle. Creating personal values. Filled circle. Living authentically. Filled circle. Final reflection. What will you do differently today? Filled circle. Believe in your potential for growth.